This video is about famous Hollywood celebrities and people who passed away in 1979 in the United States. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Mary Pigford. She was born in April 1892 and she died in May 1979. Her age was 87 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cerebral hemorrhage. Mary Pigford was a silent film icon, dubbed America's Sweetheart, a founding member of United Artists and the Academy. She was one of the Hollywood's earliest and most powerful stars. She helped shape the modern film industry and won a Best Actress Oscar. Victor Killian. He was born in March 1891 and he died in March 1979. His age was 88 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was homicide. Victor Killian was a prolific American character actor. He worked in stage, film, and television for over 5 decades. Killian became known for playing kindly, old men, and crusty characters. His tragic death came just days after the murder of another actor, Charles Guggenheim. Jack Mullhal. He was born in October 1887 and he died in June 1979. His age was 91 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was congestive heart failure. Jack Mullhal was a prolific American actor who transitioned from silent films to talkies with ease. He appeared in over 400 films during his career, making him one of early Hollywood's most enduring faces. Jim Hutton. He was born in May 1934 and he died in June 1979. His age was 45 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was liver cancer. Jim Hutton was a charming American actor known for romantic comedies in the 1960s and for playing Ellery Queen on television. Father of actor Timothy Hutton, he had a light-hearted, everyman appeal that made him a favorite in the genre before his untimely death. Jack Haley. He was born in August 1898 and he died in June 1979. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Jack Haley was a beloved vaudeville performer and film actor best remembered as the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. With a background in musical comedy, he became a fixture in Hollywood's golden age. His warm persona left a lasting impression on audiences. John Wayne. He was born in May 1907 and he died in June 1979. His age was 72 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stomach cancer. John Wayne was an American film legend and cultural icon, famous for his roles in westerns and war films. With over 170 film credits, his rugged persona shaped generations of Hollywood masculinity. He won an Oscar for True Grit and remains a towering figure in cinema. Dalah Hood. She was born in November 1931 and she died in June 1979. Her age was 47 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart failure. Dalah Hood was a child star, best known for her role in the Our Gang film series as the adorable, spunky female lead. She charmed audiences in the 1930s and 1940s. She later worked as a singer and voice artist. Billy Nelson. He was born in July 1933 and he died in June 1979. His age was 75 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Billy Nelson was a comedic character actor, frequently cast as a sidekick in films of the 1930s and 1940s. He often collaborated with big-name comedians and appeared in musical comedies. Marjgerie Do. She was born in July 1902 and she died in March 1979. Her age was 77 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Marjgerie Do was a silent film star and a prominent actress in the 1920s. She appeared in dozens of films, often playing the female lead. Do retired from acting in the 1920s after marrying. Her early contributions to Hollywood's golden age remain remembered. Hope Summers. She was born in June 1902 and she died in June 1979. Her age was 77 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart failure. Hope Summers was a veteran character actress, best known as the friendly and opinionated Clara Edwards on The Andy Griffith Show. Her gentle demeanor made her a beloved presence in homes across America. Lorie Bird. She was born in September 1953 and she died in June 1979. Her age was 25 at the time of her death, and she took her own life. Lorie Bird was a promising actress and photographer whose brief film career included cult classics of the 1970s, a partner of director Monty Hellman and musician Art Garfunkel. John Carroll. He was born in July 1906 and he died in April 1979. His age was 72 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was leukemia. John Carroll was a charismatic actor and singer during Hollywood's golden age, known for his roles alongside John Wayne and Marx Brothers. He was often cast as suave leads. Carroll also had a musical background. His career spanned films and television through the 1940s to 1960s. Edgar Buchanan. He was born in March 1903 and he died in April 1979. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death were stroke complications. Edgar Buchanan was a prolific American actor who appeared in over 100 films and television shows. He gained lasting fame as Uncle Joe in the sitcom Petticoat Junction. Originally a dentist, he transitioned to acting midlife. His gruff charm made him a beloved character actor. Ben Leon. He was born in February 1901 and he died in March 1979. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Ben Leon was an American actor who transitioned into a successful career as a studio executive. He starred in Hell's Angels and many other silent and sound films. Later he worked in radio and television with his wife, Bebe Daniels. He played a key role in discovering Marilyn Monroe. Joan Chandler. She was born in August 1923 and she died in May 1979. Her age was 55 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. Joan Chandler was an American stage and film actress, best known for her role in Alfred Hitchcock's Rope. She also starred in Broadway productions during the 1940s. Her delicate features and expressive acting won her acclaim, though her screen career was brief. Joan Blondell. She was born in August 1906 and she died in December 1979. Her age was 73 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was leukemia. Joan Blondell was a charismatic actress of Hollywood's golden age, known for her wisecracking roles in 1930s films. She enjoyed a long, versatile career in film and television. Lee Bowman. He was born in December 1914 and he died in December 1979. His age was 64 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Lee Bowman was a leading man in 1940s cinema, appearing opposite top actresses in romantic dramas and comedies. He later worked in public relations and government media. Dave Fleischer. He was born in July 1894 and he died in June 1979. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. Dave Fleischer was a pioneering animator and director, co-founder of Fleischer Studios. He helped create iconic characters like Betty Boop and Popeye, pushing animation forward with innovative techniques and surreal humor. Ernest B Schack, he was born in June 1893 and he died in December 1979. His age was 86 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Ernest B Schack co-directed the legendary film King Kong and brought an innovative approach to adventure and documentary filmmaking. Amt Kelly, he was born in December 1898 and he died in March 1979. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Amt Kelly was a legendary American circus performer, best known for his iconic character, Weary Willie, the sad-faced clown. His unique approach changed clowning forever. He was part of Ringling Bros and later performed solo. Kelly's legacy endures in circus history and popular culture. Eddie Jefferson, he was born in August 1918 and he died in May 1979. His age was 60 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was murder. Eddie Jefferson was a trailblazing jazz vocalist known for pioneering the vocally style, setting lyrics to instrumental solos. His song Moody's Mood for Love became a jazz staple. Tragically, he was gunned down outside a Detroit club. His influence on jazz vocals tradition remained profound. Lester Flatt, he was born in June 1914 and he died in May 1979. His age was 64 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. Lester Flatt was a foundational figure in bluegrass music, known for his partnership with Earl Scruggs. Together, they popularized the genre across the United States. His distinctive rhythm, guitar, and vocals shaped bluegrass's classic sound. Minnie Ryan, she was born in November 1947 and she died in July 1979. Her age was 31 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was breast cancer. Minnie Ryan was a soul singer with a remarkable 5-octave vocal range. Her hit, Loving You, became a classic, and she remains a beloved figure in R&B and pop culture. Peggy Guggenheim, she was born in August 1898 and she died in December 1979. Her age was 81 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was stroke. Peggy Guggenheim was a major 20th century art patron whose collection helped shape modern art. She championed avant-garde artists and founded the Guggenheim Collection in Venice. Lel George, he was born in April 1945 and he died in June 1979. His age was 34 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Lel George was a singer, songwriter, and founding member of the band Little Feat. Known for his slide guitar skills and unique fusion of rock, funk, and blues, George was a musical innovator before his untimely death. McCoy, he was born in January 1940 and he died in July 1979. His age was 39 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. McCoy was a hit-making composer, producer, and performer, best known for the disco anthem, The Hustle. His work helped define the disco era, and he collaborated with many major artists of the 1970s. Milton Aer, he was born in October 1893 and he died in May 1979. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Milton Aer was a renowned American composer and Tin Pan Alley songwriter. He is best remembered for the iconic anthem Happy Days Are Here Again. His songs were wildly popular in the 1920s and 30s. Aer's music has remained a staple in American culture. Arthur Fedler, he was born in December 1894 and he died in July 1979. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. Arthur Fedler was one of America's best loved conductors, transforming the Boston Pops Orchestra into a household name. His charisma made classical music widely accessible. Lilian Lef France. She was born in 1894 and she died in May 1979. Her age was 85 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Lilian Lef France was a pioneering female stunt performer known as the girl who flirts with death. In the 1920s and 30s, she stunned audiences with her wall of death motorcycle stunts. She wore skull-emblazoned gear and performed daring rides. Her legacy broke gender norms in motorsports. Will Marston. He was born in June 1878 and he died in March 1979. His age was 100 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Will Marston was an American vaudevillian and tap dancer. He led the Will Marston Trio, which famously included Sammy Davis Jr. Marston was a mentor and father figure to Davis. His contributions helped shape black entertainment in early 20th century America. Richard Rogers. He was born in June 1932 and he died in December 1979. His age was 77 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Richard Rogers was one of the most influential composers in American musical theater, partnering with both Lawrence Hart and Oscar Hammerstein II. He helped define Broadway's golden era. Jean Stafford. She was born in July 1915 and she died in March 1979. Her age was 63 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cardiac arrest. Jean Stafford was an American short story writer and novelist. She won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1970. Her works explored themes of isolation, mental health, and emotional conflict. Stafford's writings remain influential in 20th century American literature. Talcott Parsons. He was born in December 1902 and he died in May 1979. His age was 76 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke complication. Talcott Parsons was one of the most influential American sociologists of the 20th century. He developed action theory and helped introduce Max Weber's work to the United States. His writings shaped the structural functionalist school. Parsons profoundly influenced academic sociology. Barbara Hutton. She was born in November 1912 and she died in May 1979. Her age was 66 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart attack. Barbara Hutton was one of the world's richest women and a renowned American heiress, known as the poor little rich girl. Her troubled life and high-profile marriages made headlines. Despite wealth, she faced personal tragedies and health struggles. A. Philip Randolph. He was born in April 1889 and he died in May 1979. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart disease. A. Philip Randolph was a major figure in the United States labor and civil rights movements. He founded the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, the first African-American labor union. Randolph was a key organizer of the 1963 March on Washington. Lauren Murchison. He was born in December 1898 and he died in June 1979. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. Lauren Murchison was a top American sprinter of the 1920s who won gold medals in the 4x100 meter relay at both the 1920s and 1924 Olympics. After a stellar athletic career, he later suffered from polio but remained active in sports advocacy. Theodora Kruba. She was born in March 1897 and she died in July 1979. Her age was 82 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. Theodora Kruba was a respected anthropologist and author, best known for her work on Aishi, the last known member of the Yahi tribe. She was also the mother of famed science fiction writer Ursula K. Le Guin. Elizabeth Ryan. She was born in February 1892 and she died in July 1979. Her age was 87 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was heart attack. Elizabeth Ryan was one of the most decorated doubles tennis player in history, winning 19 Wimbledon titles. Though she never won a singles title, she was revered for her dominance and strategy on the court. Robert Burns Woodward. He was born in April 1917 and he died in July 1979. His age was 62 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Robert Burns Woodward was a groundbreaking American chemist, awarded the Nobel Prize for his work on the synthesis of complex organic molecules. His contributions shaped modern organic chemistry. Morris Talpellar. He was born in May 1900 and he died in July 1979. His age was 79 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Morris Talpellar was a sociologist and educator who served as president of Mercy College in New York. His academic focus included urban sociology and cultural identity, and he was a committed advocate for accessible education. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day. And by the way, this is the first video of 1979. There is another video as well. If you think that we have missed your favorite actors or celebrities, wait for the next video. Thank you.